Hi. My name's Alex. In June 2017, you saw me in The Guardian. Well, over 6 million of you did, in disabled people affected by austerity. The Guardian didn't show that I'd been through 3 care assessments. Hi, Charlie. The first care assessment, I was offered 12 hours of care. The second care assessment, I was offered 27 hours of care. That was 6 months later. The third care assessment, I was offered 56 hours of care that went down to 51 hours of care because of an error of calculation. Anyway. And a couple of years later, I fought again after getting my housing sorted. And I was offered 74 hours of care. I never once changed what I said about my disabilities, my needs. This is what happens. This is what disabled people are put through. It's hoped that they will just go away and accept what they are given. It's not about what their needs are. This is what austerity has done. This is how it's stripped us. Stripped disabled people of their needs, of their independence, of my independence. My care assessment still doesn't give me hours of care for my carers to do my pressure sores or other things. When I moved into my accessible flat after fighting for years, after 6 weeks, mould appeared, damp appeared. It was another year fighting to get that sorted because of the council running on 70% cuts. I ended up in a hotel for 8 months while the repairs continued, as the mould was 200,000 fungal spores in the flat and I lost carers. And I was bedbound because of carers leaving because of the stress of dealing with the council and stress of dealing with the living situation. And it was horrendous living in a hotel room, disabled. I was offered 4 inaccessible flats to move into temporarily. There is no accessible housing for disabled people. I spent years waiting to get the flat that I was offered. I have spent years fighting for my basic human rights, for basic care, for basic housing. 3 weeks before moving back into my flat, which the repairs are still ongoing, not completed, my carers spent the 3 weeks filling in ESA forms. One carer spent 12 hours at home filling in the forms. A month after moving back, my DLA I'd been told had now come to an end and I had to apply for a PIP. So my carer spent the 2 weeks filling in those forms. I've spent the last 6 weeks suicidal, devastated, wondering what's going to happen next with the DWP. I spend my life terrified. This is what austerity has done. This is what this Tory government has done. My health has deteriorated because of this government, because of cuts to council, to social care, because of what it's done to the welfare system. It's not even cuts to a welfare system. It's killing disabled people. 3 disabled people a day are dying. We are dying. And mainstream media doesn't report this. 2 homeless people a day are dying in the UK. What do you think about that? Can you take that in? 3 disabled people a day are dying because of austerity and government policies, Tory government policies, Tory and Lib Dem coalition policies. Social workers just leave, come and go. Occupational therapists, I've seen the best ones stressed out. You've seen me crawling trying to get to a toilet. You've seen me soaked in pull-ups. I now get 2 pull-ups a day paid for by my local authority. That's all they can afford. Some days I still need 6, 7. This is austerity. Austerity is a lie. Our deficit has tripled. The Tories are making it better for the few. This is why I support a Labour government. This is why I support Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party are for the many, not the few. Stop listening to mainstream media lies. Start looking for the truth in between the lines that you're being told. Go find some disabled people and let them tell you the truth of what's happening. Go talk to some homeless people. Immigrants, refugees, they're not to blame. Disabled people are not to blame for what is happening right now. We're not to blame for the economy. We're not to blame for the NHS. I can't imagine living another day if this Tory government get back in. I don't want to. And I can tell you now there'll be many disabled people on the 13th of December that will not want to live another day if this Tory government stay in. Vote Labour. Stop this mass death. Wake up to what's happening, please. Seriously. Please see the video The Guardian did of me 2 years ago. Life hasn't improved. I'm still waiting for adaptations to be done on my flat. 2 years later. Some people in my estate with the same bathroom are told that their bathroom can't be made accessible. My same bathroom was made into a wet room. This is austerity. You're told that your kitchen doesn't need to be accessible because your PA or carer can access it, even though they're not there 168 hours a week. Disabled people are being put in inhumane situations that we shouldn't be. We're supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world. Tories are there for the few, pocketing the lines of the few. Please vote Labour. Change this. Change the lives for the many. People shouldn't have to be going to food banks when they're working. People shouldn't have to be going to food banks when they're on the welfare. We're all one paycheck away from being homeless. Together we can rise up. Together we can win. Things can change. It doesn't have to be this way. Don't believe all the lies about Jeremy Corbyn. Wake up to an establishment trying to keep the establishment in. Let's have change. Let's stop dying. Please vote Labour. December the 12th. For the many. Thank you.